Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Girls Eat Too. I go by Paris Lavet, aka your favorite cherry bomb. It is November 1st, so happy first of the month. I know that when this comes out, it won't be the first of the month, but I'm just speaking it because it's today. And today is a special episode. I have John Tate from Food on the Stove and also Chef Glen from Just Cook. And we are going to get into a lot of things today. So thanks for tuning in. And so I just want you to introduce yourself, let the people know a little bit about you, and then I'll jump in and say the rest.
Cool. Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for sharing your platform. It's an honor to be here. Really appreciate it. As you mentioned, my name is Jonathan Tate. I'm a DC firefighter, founder of the organization Food on the Stove that I started 8 years ago to support the health and wellness of first responders. And the reason I started the program was because I found out that 44% of all firefighters who die in the line of duty die from a heart attack. Mm-hmm. And the life expectancy for firefighters are 10 to 15 years less than every other employee in America. Wow. Not only that, we are the only occupation that cooks all 3 meals at work. So it's a lot of good meals made in a firehouse, but all the meals aren't necessarily good for us. So what Food on the Stove seeks to do is help them be more proactive about their health by, 1, educating them, and then 2, simply putting healthier meals on their table. One of the biggest misconceptions, too, that I found was that a lot of people think firefighters' meals are funded by tax dollars. Mm-hmm. But in all actuality, we chip in every day and we buy our own food, which oftentimes can lead us to buying the cheapest thing possible to make it affordable for everybody to eat that day. So if you've got a firehouse of 10 people, they doing $20 a day, that's $200. You're not really buying much in this economy, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for $200. So sometimes it's a lot of processed food. And when your job depends so much on your heart operating properly, that's not a way that you should really be eating. Yeah. So what we try to do is help supplement that cost of those meals and just give back to those. And our mantra is that we serve those who serve us.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for this because a lot of people might not think about that. Like, you know, and we need y'all and we thank y'all because without y'all, I mean, you know, y'all are the first responders, like literally. So it's just like health is important. So I really like this movement. I think it's very sweet, especially because I know a lot of firefighters. We were just having this conversation. Indeed. Shout out to them. I love y'all. And yes, this is a great person. So yeah. Have you always eaten this healthy or?
Nah, I didn't. And really, it was my brother who really got on his health journey that made me really want to start eating a little bit healthier. So when I got into the fire service, I already had a mindset of eating a little bit more healthier. But what really launched me into this was that I'm a second generation firefighter. Okay. My father worked for DC Fire and EMS from 1956 to 1989, retired at the rank of deputy fire chief. Unfortunately, he passed away 9 years after he retired. After having multiple heart attacks, losing a bout with cancer. So when I became a firefighter 13 years ago and I saw how they were eating, I was like, this is probably why my father was so sick. And I wanted to do something to change the culture of that. Mm-hmm. And so me already being kind of health conscious, learning from my brother who had lost over 200 pounds because he had gotten into a car accident. And the only way to kind of relieve the pain he was having in his back was to lose weight. Mm-hmm. And so I started just changing things. And as he started to learn, he would teach me. And then I realized that, you know, God had called me to really share what I had learned from him to my peers in the fire service. So I started Food on the Stove. And
I like that.
The name, let me tell you really quick, if you don't mind, the name derives from the number one way that structure fires start due to food being left on the stove unattended. Wow. So when I was just starting in the fire service, I would always hear the officer say, we'll be responding to what we call box alarms. It's dispatched as a fire call. Mm-hmm. You won't know if it's a fire call till you get there, you read the notes. But we'll jump on the truck and we'll put our gear on. And by the halfway through the call or halfway to the location, they would say, slow your response, it's just food on the stove. And I said, I'm gonna take that phrase and help firefighters pay more attention to the food that's on their stove that I believe is ultimately killing us. And so I decided to do something different. I went to the farmer's market. I would work overtime. I would take my overtime money, and I went to the farmer's market, and I bought 6 grass-fed steaks, 6 stalks of broccolini, 6 sweet potatoes. Mm-hmm. And I went to a firehouse in Northeast DC, not far from where I grew up from. And it's not the culture for you to take food to a firehouse that you're not assigned to. So at that point, they didn't know if I was trying to help them or poison them. They totally confused, like, what you doing bringing food in here?
Yeah.
And my response was, I want y'all to eat healthier. God's giving me this vision to start this organization. And so the 6 seeds I planted that day, or the 6 meals I provided, have now blossomed over like 100,000 meals for fire service.
Wow, that's tight.
Thank you. I
Really
appreciate
tight.
it.
And the name is very catchy. The truck is outside. It's nice and big. I love it. And you see my shirt?
There you go.
And
Make
look at
sure
the
you
little
wear
hat.
this more than just today, too. So
Oh, yeah.
advocate,
I love
advocate
a
for
hoodie.
it. We appreciate it.
All right, Chef, what we smelling over there?
Well, right now you're probably smelling a combination of things. You got the chicken frying, just finishing up this frittata, and waffles in the oven, something light brunch menu, quick and easy. Also could be served in the firehouse. So I'm gonna kind of present it how we would family style. I actually like family style, but so you probably smelling peppers, onions, and eggs.
Yeah,
Like I
y'all.
said, you got your dredge for the fried chicken going, fresh made waffles. So probably smelling a combination of things.
It's
So.
smelling good. So,
Indeed, for sure.
tell the people a little bit about you and where you, your background. I know that you came from a family of cooking, so.
Somewhat I did, yeah. My grandmother, and my father cooked. But I'm born and raised Washington, D.C. Grew up uptown, Northwest. Majority of it Northeast. But I've been here my whole life. Went to Tacoma for elementary, Hardy up in Georgetown for middle school, Paul Lawrence Dunbar, Paul Lawrence Dunbar.
Okay.
Always got to say 3-time city champion. But yeah, born and raised in D.C. Worked for the D.C. Public school system for a while. Been on the fire department 8 years this month.
Nice.
So born and raised here, still serving my city. I'm just trying to make it here. So home is home, you know?
Right. I get a lot of uptown babies on this show. I feel like, well, I get a lot of DC people on this show. DC love me, y'all. They want to adopt me so bad. So before Food on the Stove, who were you?
Oh, man. Just a native Washingtonian, grew up Northeast DC off of Rhode Island Avenue, like Woodridge area. Very fortunate kid. My father was a fire chief in DC, as I mentioned. So that afforded me a lot of opportunities that a lot of my peers didn't have. I remember the ongoing. It's funny. It's funny, but it's not funny. A lot of my friends, because of what I had and the opportunities I had, a lot of my friends thought my father sold drugs. Because in their mind, no way could you be a firefighter and make that type of money. I think all of us know now that firefighters make real good money, have really good retirements and pensions. But it does come with its share of challenges, and it's not really for everybody. But went to camps, played football, played basketball. I was really skilled in basketball, I would like to think. Had the opportunity to play in college. I didn't. My father passed when I was 15, so I kind of went the wrong route. But I would consider myself a basketball player, really cool guy. I think best dressed in high school.
Okay.
I went to Woodrow Wilson, now called Jackson Reed. But yeah, I just think just a dude from Northeast DC, growing up like anybody else here.
Right. So as you mentioned, you watched your father lead, but you also, watched him lose his life to his illnesses and things.
Indeed.
So that drove your mission.
Indeed. I saw the strongest man that I knew become the weakest man that I knew, right? And that was difficult at 15 years old. That is a moment that I think most young men specifically need a parent, specifically their father. Yeah. And so losing him at that time, I made a lot of bad decisions. Because at that moment, I didn't need a pension, I needed a parent. I needed his guidance. I needed him to really help me. So even when I started Food on the Stove, one of the things that God showed me was that I'm not just fighting for firefighters, I'm fighting for their kids. Their 15-year-old sons and daughters who don't need just a pension, they need a parent to help kind of guide them and navigate life. So that's my calling.
Okay, and do you have any siblings?
I do. I got my brother James. I'm a product of a second marriage, so my dad had kids prior, so I have 2 sisters and another brother.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely mentioned your brother earlier.
Yeah.
I have a older sister, and a younger brother. Siblings are very important.
They're your best friends.
They're your best friends.
Growing up, at least.
If you said your brother was older or younger than
He's older than me. He's 3 years older than me.
Okay. And he not a firefighter.
He's not a firefighter. He is a nutrition coach,
Oh,
which
nice.
fits right in. So he, like I told you, he taught me a lot about nutrition, about eating healthier. So my mission and my vision is really a product of, what he has done, what God has done in his life, and him losing the weight and being healthier. And I hope that it's passed down to me and I can share it with other people.
Okay. Cool. So when you first came about this idea and you started telling people, what did they first say? Like, did people like,
I
oh,
think I think a lot of people just thought I was talking. I think it sounded good, but I was very confident in it because I knew where the idea came from. I say this right, and I think I'm a man of faith, and I know this is the work that God has called me to do. So I think there's a difference between a good idea and a God idea. A good idea impact you, a God idea impact everybody around you.
I like
Right?
that.
And so for me, God showed me the ending before he showed me the beginning. Because he showed me how hard it would be to start this organization, I probably never would have started. So when I'm starting, I'm just willing to tell anybody, hey, look, I'm starting this organization. They're like, oh, yeah, all right, cool.
Right.
So now I'm working overtime. I bring a chef into a firehouse. We preparing meals in there. We teaching a class called How to Read a Food Label. And so we would do that and go to different firehouses. But then the pandemic hit. And it's like, all right, what do we do now? I can't bring a chef into a firehouse. So I had to figure out a pivot, but it was actually the best thing that happened for the organization. So what ended up happening was, I'm sure you remember during the pandemic, it was hard to get two things. It was animal protein and toilet paper.
Yeah.
People were stocking up and hoarding, and rightfully so. Nobody knew what was going on during
Yeah.
that time, right? And so while people had to quarantine and grocery stores put limitations on the amount of food you can buy, frontline workers still had to show up to work every day. And so what ended up happening was that a firehouse went to a grocery store and they were like, you can only buy 2 packs of chicken. And they was like, well, we got 15 people to feed. And how are we gonna feed these 15 people? And they was like, well, my register only lets me ring up two packs of chicken. So we immediately went into action, and then I partnered with 28 different restaurants and fed firefighters every day for a year and a half. And that actually kind of propelled us into a whole new space and allowed me to think creatively about how to address health and wellness in the firehouse and amongst first responders, but also how to meet their immediate need. I think people are more willing to listen when they know you actually care.
Right.
And so I think that while people may have been skeptical before, they like, oh yeah, he really about serving those who serving us.
Yeah.
And so those opportunities have continued to come up, and we were able to build programming around that. So one of those programs being our Farm to Firehouse program, very similar to, you ever heard of Blue Apron HelloFresh? Same concept. We package up the meals, deliver it to the firehouse, put the recipe in the box. We got another initiative called EMS. It stands for Eat More Salad, to increase the fiber intake of EMS workers and ER staff while they're at work. It's very difficult when you ride an ambulance to get back to the firehouse to eat. One of the things people probably don't know is that, especially if you live in DC, it's a super busy city. We run like 240,000 calls a year amongst 34 firehouses, and that's ambulance, fire trucks. And a lot of those calls are emergency medical calls. And so when you're on an ambulance and you have to transport to the hospital, it's not a guarantee you're going to be able to make it back to the firehouse to eat, right? So what we did is put smart refrigerators at local hospitals so that in between those calls, they can have something healthier to eat.
Wow.
And so that's one of our programs that have a lot of momentum right now. We have another initiative called Food for Thought. It's a proactive approach to mental health awareness amongst first responders. We were recently featured on CNN for that. During the mid-air plane collision, we were actually able to be at that casualty collection point and feed firefighters. But after we realized that there was going to be a need because they had seen so much, and every day they see so much. So we're really just building community around food. We invite them into a restaurant, a small cohort of people, 7 to 10 first responders, and we just talk about personal development, professional development, resiliency training. And so that's another opportunity for us to serve them. And last but not least, our final program, which we haven't launched yet, we're looking to launch it during the holiday season. It's called Seasoned Citizens. It's to allow first responders to engage with the senior population outside of emergency calls, right? They are the most vulnerable population in terms of fires and medical calls. And so I think it's important for us to get ahead of that. So what we do is we take firefighters or EMS workers who are volunteering for us, they take a CSA box of meals to seniors, and while there, they do safety checks and vital sign checks. That way, if we need to connect them to additional resources in that jurisdiction, we can do so.
Oh, that's tight. All of those programs sound amazing. And again, thank you for what you do.
Thank
Because,
you.
like, thinking about being in that position and like getting that call, my heart would drop. Like, just, do you remember your first time when you was working at the fire station and you got your first call, like to go out in the field?
Man, it's funny, man, because when I first joined the fire department, you're a rookie. Like you come in, you wash the dishes, you make the coffee,
Dang.
and so you super nervous. It's like being a rookie on a football team.
Yeah, it's
or
like, I'm about to
basketball
say,
team.
it's like hazing.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it hazing. It's part of your learning the job, I would say, right? But I don't think that part is hazing. Like you learn to make coffee, you learn how to serve others, because that's really what our job is all about.
Yeah.
It's serving others. And so I was so scared. I had never. You got to think about it. When you're working as a first responder, you don't have to wake up out of your sleep and become a host or anything. So as first responders, you might sleep at the firehouse, but you're still required to do the same quality work that you would do at 12 p.m. as you would at 12 a.m., right? So I was scared to miss a call. I'm like, I don't know what it's like to sleep at work.
Yeah.
Be allowed to sleep at work, and then in a drop of a dime, I'm asked to get up and perform, right?
Yeah.
So I slept on the fire truck like my first 2 weeks, so nobody had to wake me up or I wouldn't miss a call because it was totally new to me. So I wouldn't even get in the bed. They were like, it's beds upstairs. You can sleep up there. And I was like, nah, I'm good.
Oh, they probably love that.
I just slept on the fire truck because I was so scared to miss a call. And so it was an interesting time, but it taught me a lot. I was assigned to Truck Company 6, which served the Columbia Heights area. So I learned a lot there. The people there taught me a lot, but I also learned about the population of people. That was an area that has a large Hispanic population. And I went to school at Wilson, so a lot of people from Mount Pleasant in that area went there. So I went to school with a lot of Hispanic people, but you realize that the language barrier could potentially be a thing. And so as you're trying to serve them the best possible, there are some layers there that doesn't allow you to always show up the way you would like to show up.
Okay. So you mentioned your father passing away at 15. How was your high school life after that?
Oh man, getting involved in things I had no business getting involved in, but still could hear my father's voice in my head. Just being a typical 15-year-old boy in DC. I think the best thing for me, though, was that he instilled a lot in me within that 15-year span that I knew my limits, right?
Yeah.
I knew I can go this far, but I ain't going there, right? And I really knew who I was. So I was confident enough that to be myself, but also intrigued by a lot of things that was going on in the city at the time. I think basketball was my saving grace. I ended up quitting my 12th grade year for just didn't have my mom was always there to support me, but it wasn't nothing like my dad being there. But also too, my father was he wasn't so strict, but I knew not to play with him, right? So now, 15 years old, I got all the freedom in the world. I'm going to the go-go, I'm hanging out late, and my mom just she wants the best for me. So her mindset was, let me just not push him away. And so it was difficult trying to navigate that space because I went from a space of having everything to now 15 years old. I remember asking my mom for some shoes. And I didn't understand like the economics of our household, my father's retirement or pension or anything like that. And I think I had asked for some shoes and she wasn't able to do it. And in my mind, like, well, Dad was always able to do it. And so I decided that I was gonna do it myself, right? And that wasn't the right decision. But that's also made me think as a firefighter now that why firefighters need to invest just as much in their health as they do in their 457 plan or their pension plan, because at some point your kids are going to need you, and not need your money, they're going to need your guidance.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times people tell a lot of people to join the fire service because of the retirement benefits. But as you heard me mention earlier, the life expectancy is like 10 to 15 years less. You think about sleep deprivation, hazardous environments, stress of the job, just things that you see on a day-to-day basis, that's not going to add. That's not going to. That doesn't equal up to like the various healthiest life that you could live. And a lot of people are eating not the greatest meals in the firehouse. They might taste good, they're just not really good for you. So what's always been said is go get that job. It's a pension involved in it. But what happened for us was that my dad retired at 80%, and the pensions are great, by the way. Let me say that. He retired at 80% of his chief pay, but when you pass away, it gets cut in half for your spouse. So we went from an 80% lifestyle to a 40% lifestyle. If he didn't have a spouse, it just goes back into the pot. It doesn't go to your kids or anything like that. So if you're not married, everything that you work for in that 25 to 30 years, your kids don't even really benefit from it. So then my mom was 18 years younger than my dad, so there was a percentages deducted from that. And so we went from having everything to now my mom trying to figure it out, right? And she did a hell of a job of figuring it out because I never missed no meals. She never missed a mortgage payment, and she would never let me feel that anyway. But nevertheless, I was, used to having, so I wanted to still be fresh. I wanted the Jordans. I wanted everything. And she did the best she could to make sure I still had all those things, but I was greedy. I wanted more. I wanted everything, the Avorexes, the Coogis, everything, all that. So, nevertheless, God had his hand on me, though I made those decisions, and I still had a favorable outcome. And that's what drives me now today.
And with a job like this, how do you balance grief and growth?
I don't know so much. I hear that term balance, right? All the time. I hear in work-life balance. I don't know if grief and growth is something that you balance, right?
Yeah.
I think balance is like equal weight. Sometimes there's gonna be seeds. Life is cyclical, right? So sometimes things are gonna be up, sometimes things are gonna be down, sometimes attention is gonna be paid to some things, and some people may feel like they're not getting enough attention. And I'm balancing that now. My mom just died a year ago, right? I'm not even gonna say I'm balancing it. I'm navigating. I'm learning how to navigate it because grief doesn't have a time when it shows up. It shows up whenever it wants to show up, right? And so you just learn how to really navigate that space, not so much balance it for me. And I feel like I'm growing every day. I think that learning how to navigate it is what helps my growth.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm hungry. I'm ready to
Me and
eat.
you both. Smelling good back there.
So what was your first time like getting that call to get on that fire truck?
As Tate mentioned, John, it's very nerve-wracking. My first call was actually a trash can fire.
Okay.
Like the public ones that sit on the corner. So it was still intense because I'm a first generation. So everything was new. But it was nerve-wracking, I will say that. But it was a fire on my first call out the house. A little small trash fire, but fun, but still nerve-wracking at the same time. So,
Dang, that just made me realize one 4th of July, they decided to blow a trash can up in DC. And now looking back, I'm like, why would they do that? It was on fire. I'm sorry, y'all.
It happens, right? And you don't want to know about blowing anything up for that matter. But kids do things and things happen. Most of the time when people call 911, it's on the worst day of their life, right? And so I think for first responders, we try to find some type of solace and some type of fun within that job. So the culture of the fire service, people actually like going to fire.
Yeah.
I don't like people seeing people lose their things. Right. Nobody likes that, right? But that's the job you signed up for. That's the job that probably makes you feel most alive, knowing that when everybody's running from it, you run into it. So that gets the adrenaline pumping. And while I don't think you should look forward to it, I think you need to be ready to do it once duty calls. And the same thing for EMS as well. I think nobody wants to see a person sick, but everybody would love to be able to be that person there to save a life.
Right. And what would you say is the hardest truth you had to learn from like this job?
The hardest truth? That I'm not in control. I mean, you think about it. You show up and you're doing everything you can to potentially save a person's life, right? But just because I did CPR doesn't mean that person is going to make it.
Right.
And so the truth that I had to, because I think you can question yourself through those calls. Did I do everything right? And I think that adds to the mental stress of the job because you're questioning yourself, you're scared to make a mistake. But when you walk away, you have to be able to think that I've done everything that I can, everything that I was trained to do.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not in control at the end of the day.
Because I feel like that is something I probably would battle. If I was a firefighter, I would battle with, like, just feeling a little guilty. Like, even when I couldn't save the person or, just.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
I mean, but unfortunately, like, we're so busy in the city that I'm not saying you got to snap out of it because I think that adds to the mental health part of it. You do have to process what you saw, but it's somebody else that's going to need you 10 minutes from now, right? And are you going to be able to show up as your authentic self? And if you can't, you might need to be able to talk to somebody at least. I'm not saying that job is not for you. Mm-hmm. I just think that we live in a space where you do have to process some of these things that you're saying. I mean, we hear the news all the time, right? And you think all the shootings, all the stabbings, the rollovers, who you think showing up on the scene and that 12-year-old kid is saying, don't let me die, right? That's that firefighter that got live, or that EMT that has to live with that thought, like I'm doing everything that I can. And I've had those calls before, whether it be children, and I have children of my own. And it could be hard. It could be difficult, but you just give them the best that you got, and you just keep it pushing.
Yeah. Do y'all have, like, therapists on site?
So mental health, we specifically, I want to say in DC and in neighboring jurisdictions, I believe they are doing a great job in terms of addressing mental health within the fire service. I shared that we have a program called Food for Thought, being proactive about it. But that doesn't change what the culture has been for so long, right? Mm-hmm. It was kind of taboo to talk about how you feel in the fire service. It's male-dominated. You don't want to seem weak. So you don't really say nothing. So if you see a kid die and you might be feeling some type of way, you might just keep it to yourself, right? Because you don't want nobody to say, oh man, he wasn't able to handle it. Right. But I think now with the uptick in suicides and things like that amongst first responders, people are talking about it more. But I also believe that there is a dynamic that exists where people aren't comfortable sharing with the therapist from a job as much. Because if I share, are you gonna take it back to my employer? Yeah. And now they might say I'm not equipped to work here anymore. Now I have even more stress because I can't provide for my family. And for a lot of firefighters and EMTs, this the only world they know. Yeah. Like you think about it, what else? I can't quit being a firefighter and just become IT, right? For some people, they've been doing this since they were 16 years old, working in the volunteer firehouse. So this is their skill set. This is their lane. Yeah. And so sometimes I think for a lot of people, it's just like, I'm going to keep this to myself and just deal with it the best way I know how. Mm-hmm. And that's unfortunate, right? Because we haven't, for a long time, created a culture that has been accepted people, having some challenges mentally. Right. But I think we're doing a better job of it. I think it's being addressed. It's coming up in conversation. And you have outside organizations. I think mental health in general is being talked about more. It is. Which is a good thing, but everything ain't mental health either. Right? I don't want to put everything under that. Some things is just like we got to navigate. Exactly. But yeah, I think in the fire service we're doing a much better job.
That's good. I was wondering. I was trying to think of other things in my head. Like I wonder, like, you just think about like things you would ask a close firefighter that you wouldn't ask anybody else. Like, do people be coming in there? Like, do y'all be having girls in there? Like, and y'all do. Well, y'all did.
Yeah, I'm sure that's been documented on the news or something like that. But I don't know nothing about that now. I don't know.
He said it's a secret society.
No, it ain't. But I think for the most part, people, we have a job that you really not trying to risk losing. Yeah. I mean, you think about a 25-year retirement, they pay us good money, specifically in DC. They pay us really good money to be there. You'll be, and people make mistakes, right? Yeah. But you'll be foolish to give up all of that just for whatever reason. And so I think but nevertheless, it has been for a long time. It's your house. That's why
Yeah.
in DC they call it the Firehouse. When you think about it, we the only occupation that cooks meals at work, but we also clean up our own space. Like that's a government building, but we treat that firehouse as if it's ours. We treat the fire truck as if it's ours.
Yeah.
We're washing the cars. You don't see no other government agency washing their own cars, right? We do that, right? So we take a lot of pride into that job. But with that, over the years, it was a boys' club at one time. It was a hangout spot, a home away from home, and so you may find some some stuff going on. But I think for the most part, we realize that you have to be professional.
Yeah.
You have to be professional there. People depending on you.
I got this gift with my hoodie that I want to show y'all. Look at this.
That was a collaboration that I did with a friend of mine, Mike. He runs a business called DC Proper. They do the DC hat. So every year we do a fundraiser called Dress Blue. It's an all blue cocktail style event.
This one's fire. You see this?
We made those hats as a fundraiser. So I wanted to make sure. I don't come into anybody's house without gifts. So I wanted to make sure we gave you one.
Let me not. But this is, I love this. I'm impressed. Gotta add it to my collection up there.
Indeed.
Do you want to sign it right here for me before you leave?
I'm not a celebrity.
Yes, you are.
But sure, I don't mind signing it.
No, for real, I would love that. Don't forget.
Hey, Glenn, you doing it, buddy.
Hey, man. We're just letting the ingredients do their thing.
Looks amazing.
I appreciate that.
It don't get plated like that at the Firehouse. Maybe at his but definitely not plated like that at the Firehouse.
So do y'all have
some nights
any funny running jokes where it's like, oh, this is the best Firehouse, or that's the party Firehouse? Not party, but that's the cool Firehouse.
I think one of the things. I'll leave it to Glenn.
I think we have the best firehouse in DC. Engine 9, Truck 9.
Okay. And what area is that?
The U Street corridor, close to Adams Morgan. We got the best firehouse in DC. No poles, no poles, So just to go back to something he said, when we get up middle of the night, we don't have to worry about sliding on a pole for a call. So it's like one less stressful thing to worry about, but best firehouse in the city.
Well,
one of the things I would say that people probably don't know about firefighting is that it's super competitive. Like you just said, he got the best firehouse. Every firehouse feel like that. Right? And then even when they're trying to put out fires, people are competing, right? That's a thing. Like I want to put out a fire and I want to get there first to put out the fire that's closest to his firehouse. And so those are kind of like bragging rights. And while it may sound crazy, you have to wrap your mind around something like that because you're doing a dangerous job and you can't be thinking about, oh, this is going to happen to me. So it's almost we've created a sport out of it. This happened long before I joined the fire service and probably even before my dad had joined the fire service. But people have made it very competitive. Like if I put a fire out, if my firehouse, which I used to serve, was very close to his firehouse, if we got there prior to him and we put the fire out, it's bragging.
A lot of trash.
We put a fire. There's a lot of trash talk. We put a fire on your first due.
Yeah.
I mean,
where y'all was at?
Yeah, where was y'all at? Y'all was slow getting out the firehouse. So that's been a thing, an ongoing thing, even to the point where they're not now, definitely not now, but way back in the day, they would cut your water off so they could put your fire out. They would clamp your line so that you couldn't get water. They was fighting so that they could actually put the fire out because that's your championship. That's what you come to work to do. I want to put that fire out and make sure that I was the one who did that. That's like that trophy.
Yeah.
And so now it's a lot more methodical. It's a lot more safety involved because even with that, people have gotten hurt. People have been placed off of work because of due to injury and stuff like that. So that type of stuff doesn't go on, but it's still that nature of I want to put a fire out in your neighborhood.
That's giving like firefighter. What y'all got going on? Y'all got some.
I mean, you got to kind of make it like that. You got to wrap your mind around it. It's a dangerous job to be working. So kudos to those who have been doing it all these years and risking their lives to serve their community. But yeah, it's like a sport. I like to think of firefighters as natural ordinary athletes, right? I always say that basketball players wear uniforms, so do we. Football players wear helmets, so do we. Hockey players wear protective gear, So do we. The difference is they playing the game and we not, right? And so they also know when game day is. Firefighters don't know when game day is. It could be 8 o'clock in the morning, it could be 8 o'clock at night, it could be 2 in the morning when somebody needs you. So I think that is the reality of the nature of the job.
Damn, that was deep. I like that. All right, look, I think the food done.
Yeah, we here too. The moment has arrived.
The moment is here. So
what you do? I'm sorry. I was about to say, what you got back there,
right? Come on.
All right, so this is kind of like a brunch. We're gonna go with a light brunch, right? So what we have here is what they call a frittata. So it's an egg dish. It's like a quiche without the crush, so it's just the eggs. We got peppers, red onion, some spinach in there, scallion or green onion, and top it off with some Gouda cheese, which is a cheese of preference. But then here we have our waffle, which is a standard scratch-made waffle. Eggs, flour. I use buttermilk for these actually. Eggs, sugar.
Boneless. That one, Eggo.
Oh no, that's next level. Next level Eggo. You know what I mean? And we got the fried chicken, boneless chicken thigh. Got a seasoned dredge. Pretty straightforward. Everybody loves chicken and waffles. I like to think so. And here we have berries and cream. This route, we went with the alcohol. You can have it without the alcohol, but something special. So it's a little boozy, so it can be brunch, dessert, whatever. It's good, nice and light.
What type of alcohol you use?
Well, the recipe I know of calls for Grand Marnier, but we went with whiskey. So any brown, cognac, what are the other ones? Cognac, whiskey.
That's Macallan 18.
Excuse me.
I had it for 5 years, so it's Macallan 23.
Got you.
You add the years on, so even if it's out the
little age process, might be a little better. But anyway, berries and cream, we got all your berries: raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, from fresh mint leaves, macerated with the granulated sugar, and the liquor in there with some mint leaves. I think I said that. But yeah, so we're gonna get y'all going, see how you like it.
I don't need to be going. I was going last night. I'm going here.
But it's a small amount of booze, so it's not too, not gonna get lit off of it. But, but it's nice.
So are you like the chef of the family though? Like I know like.
Yes and no.
I'm like calling you up, cuz.
Hey man, hey, we can get it done. I like that. But for the family, of course. Firehouse. This is something I've been doing before the Firehouse. So I mentioned it earlier off camera, kind of set that boundary. That way I stay in my creative and not the extra stress of coming to work to cook, then gotta go out and so I guess you can say I'm the family cook. Firehouse, pretty respected in the Firehouse, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna let the ingredients talk. It's not me.
Let's try. We're
gonna let the food talk.
Let's try right now.
So the frittata, do you think?
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, man.
So like a little egg pizza.
Something like that. Yeah, I had it in the pan, so it's around. But had my pan would have made it flat, would have been a square. But could take it next level, throw a little hot sauce on there, maybe a salsa, something like that. But
what's your favorite hot sauce?
Ooh, that's a good.
Probably Frank's.
Okay.
Frank's or Cholula.
What you like?
I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah.
No, I am. Son.
Oh my God.
I jumped talk.
Respect.
No, I'm gonna go with Tabasco.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Tabasco.
I mean, you gotta go with Frank's, man.
I think I like Texas Pete.
Texas Pete, all right. I grew up on Crystals though.
Me too.
That's the church. That's the church hot sauce.
It definitely is.
But I feel like
that's the church hot sauce.
I feel like Crystals ain't hot.
It's not. I don't even eat Crystals no more. But I don't know. I think Tabasco might get it.
But as far as hot sauce, you throw hot sauce on there. Again, like a fresh salsa if you got one. So similar, you can treat it like a Tex-Mex because you got the peppers in there. So that all the flavors will come together.
If I eat this too fast, y'all gonna judge me? I ain't eat today. No judgment?
I ain't judging. I had to get something on my stomach on the way over here. So I ate a little bit, but this is really good. I love like anything with peppers and onions. Like I just love.
So essentially, you can put all this on one plate. I'm that type of guy. I put all this on the plate with the chicken and waffles, but that's just me.
Now I know you've been trained because black people don't make quiches. That ain't something that we
Oh,
used
no,
to.
yeah,
I ain't know nothing about a quiche till I became an adult.
We definitely
I think this might
trained.
be the first quiche I've ever had.
Respect. We definitely trained classically at Prince George's Community College.
Okay.
Shout out to the culinary program over there. That's actually how I got into the culinary school. Going from like doing things at home and just chilling and, and then I actually was like, you know what? So I had a homegirl who was in culinary school at the time, but I didn't know. But in conversation, she was like, yeah, I go to PG Community College. I was like, I didn't even know they had a culinary program. Because, you look into the art institutes and these different ones. I was like, I can't afford all that, but already had a bachelor's. So they treated it like an undergrad or associate, So I got my transcript from Bowie, transferred over, jumped right in, and that's how I started my culinary school journey. So, yep.
And a fun question I always like to ask my guests, are you guys single?
I am.
I'm married.
Married!
With 2 kids.
Shout out to wifey.
Mm-hmm.
How old are your kids?
10 and 6.
Girl, boy?
My daughter Genesis is 10.
Okay.
And my son Judah is 6.
So, did you have any gender reveals with any of them? Because I feel like
reveal for both of them.
okay, I was about to say I feel like it's like a newer thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
Yeah.
It's that's for y'all.
yeah.
That's
And not to say y'all like I'm fucking 21 because I'm not.
no, I'm
but-
talking about for
the girls.
for
Yeah,
women. Yeah, that's
it
the
is.
general. Yeah,
It
that's
is.
what to get you all excited.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, look,
yeah,
I don't need to have one because the moment I find out that they ain't a boy, I'm flipping the table.
all you want is boys.
I just want one boy.
Everybody loves boys.
I feel like it's sad to say
Why
this.
every woman wants a boy?
I wonder why. I mean, I know why I want a boy. I'm a little rough around the edges.
Yeah, but you
Like,
I think this might be a little off topic, but I see a lot of women that want a boy, right?
Yeah.
What do you think that's about? Y'all want to create another little you? You know how?
that's what it is, right?
She
And
gonna be just
another
like you
thing I
growing
think
up.
is I really just love and the idea of me, my husband, and our son, and I'm just the only girl in the house. So it's probably a little bit of that too.
Okay.
I thought I was going to have 3 boys, but I ended up 2 boys, 1 girl.
Oh, I like that.
So my
'Cause I'm-
oldest, we thought we were going to have 3 boys because we had 2 boys back to back. She was like, I want to try again for a girl. Just so happen to have a girl. So I have 3, 10, 6, and 4. Yeah.
Yeah, I be since I'm a 3, which is, it's kind of like the opposite. Like people that are that have a lot of siblings or siblings in general. They
You
be
the middle, oldest?
middle.
You the middle. Okay.
Yeah. Since I am a 3, I always be I'm just having one. This economy, college prices, I'm just
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
At least I know I can probably put up for one. Thank you. I can put up a college fund for one.
You already got the name and everything.
Maybe not two, I do.
You got this all
I do.
planned out.
Yep. Only boy names.
Okay.
But yeah. Okay, Mr. Single.
Yeah.
So do you
Just
get a
recent.
lot of girls wanting you to cook on dates? Oh, we don't gotta go out. Just cook for me.
It's funny. The experience has been a little bit of both.
Yeah.
And when you try to stay in the house, you stay in the house all the time. It's like we can do everything in the house. But
Yeah.
so I guess you can say it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Dating nowadays is just annoying as fuck.
John put that frittata away. Oh,
my
man, all right,
goodness.
all right.
Oh, yeah.
That was the protein I needed. I went to the gym before I got here.
Heard that?
Oh,
I needed that.
what gym you signed up to?
I go to Equinox.
Cause you think you better than everybody?
How you know about it? If you might, knocking back there. I don't want to be on camera with powdered sugar on my face. That ain't gonna be a good look.
Here you go, Paris.
you.
How you know about it?
I I like the logo.
That's what
I
it
like
is?
that's pretty cool.
No, it's a cool gym, but I like it because it's a good gym, but also great networking, right? Everybody there is there for fitness, but everybody there is likely into business or something like that. So I ain't gonna lie, I go in there with my food on show t-shirt on.
I like that.
So when somebody say, hey, what's food on show? Oh, let me tell you about that. And so I can make them aware. It's not just simply to raise money. I'd like to think of myself as an advocate for first responders, right?
Yeah.
I think most of the time when we pull up or people hear about first responders, they see us as the heroes, right? But we're people, right? Just doing an extraordinary job. And so while the culture has said that these people are supposed to serve you and help you, how about we flip that and you help them, right? So by me bringing awareness to the obstacles that exist within that space, I think, I always look forward to an opportunity to do that.
All right. This chicken is good. I ain't gotta lie.
So we PG-13 or we are?
Nah, we rated R on this shit.
Because
I've been trying to watch my mouth because we speaking about nonprofits and things, but
what we have here, this berries and cream dessert, like to call it a panty dropper. But it's just like a playful, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say, And that's all I'm gonna
let
say.
me take a look at this panty dropper.
Yeah, sure.
So my favorite fruit, one of my favorite fruits is raspberry.
Yeah, so you got your raspberries, your blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, fresh whipped cream.
I'm gonna eat it because Glenn made it.
Fresh mint leaves.
So
what you want to do, you want to get you a nice little
sweets.
Combination of the berries and that whipped cream on there. Yep. So it's nice and light. So if you won't feel too guilty afterwards, like, 'cause you don't have the crust and the different things. So, but yeah.
Cool.
And that bourbon or whatever you put in there,
Like that.
Whiskey.
I joint smash hit.
Yeah. So it's optional. Mention the alcohol is optional because you had a brunch. You're already drinking mimosas and everything else. And the brunch is kind of how I guess you really started to establish myself out there. A lot of brunch menus for baby showers. You know? So brunch is my go-to. That's like, because I love the combination of breakfast food and
Me too, though.
I just love it. So
You know what? Believe it or not, breakfast I think is the worst meal of the day.
What?
I don't like breakfast.
I ain't
I'm
gonna
eating it
lie.
now because it's junk good, but I don't like pancakes, waffles.
Okay. Wow, we have something in common. I don't like too much bread. I don't know why. That's just how I always been.
no, it's a yes.
So I don't eat a lot of pancakes. I don't eat a lot of sandwiches. I don't eat a lot of waffles. I don't eat anything that is like really bread based for real.
Yeah.
I don't really be eating too much of it. I don't know why. But when it comes to waffles and pancakes, I'm always gonna pick a waffle.
For real? I pick
Look
French
at that.
toast. I think I'm gonna do French toast first.
My mom French toast me out.
For real?
Yeah. You know what else?
She French toast you on a Texas toast joint, like the frozen.
No, like
Or she was-
homemade.
Yeah, homemade with the
like
slice
she
of bread and
yeah, cinnamon. She taught me how to do all that. Like I know her recipe for that. She French toasted me out, and she also corned us out. We had corn with goddamn milk. I mean, I love corn, mommy. I love corn, but like and I like your shirt and your hoodie.
Oh yeah.
So how
Little
did
connected.
did you always make your clothing with your brand or?
This
Where's my my gift?
might be over here.
Real quick too, man.
Yep.
How come she got a knife? I ain't get one.
Oh, you can use it. I'm not using it.
Are you not using a knife?
I was going like this.
I thought he just wanted me to be a savage over here.
Look at my
Just grab a piece of chicken.
Look at my gifts, y'all.
It's more of a new.
So do you
Oh, that's dope.
so this is a
The jacket.
custom made.
Yeah, the denim jacket is hands on.
I was about to ask you did it yourself?
Yeah, just me expressing myself creatively. You got my mascot on there,
The pineapple?
which is the walking version of my logo.
Okay.
The pineapple with the knife and the whisk.
He looks mischievous.
In a way,
Okay.
but the energy comes from these visuals are inspired by like video games I played coming up. So that's why the energy is like that. Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter.
Mhm.
So this part of the brand, the Just Cook brand, is me expressing and exposing people to the industry, the culinary industry. So that one is actually the mirepoix, which is a mixture of celery, carrots, and onions, right?
Mhm.
So this is something you learn when you enter into culinary school, the classical training, right? So that's why you got the French flag in the background, because you learn French things. So that's just me expressing myself in a playful way. And then this one, you have the Holy Trinity, which flavors your shrimp and grits and all the different things. So the brand is me, again, just expressing myself through culinary arts, through just being creative all around. So that's just what I like to do. I like to create, but I'm also staying in my lane with food. So this is just me pushing the brand, visually, because I've accepted over time that, it's people they'll never go to culinary school or have no interest, but they also should be knowledgeable of the food industry, to make better choices or be exposed to different things. I remember there was a time I mentioned asparagus. People are like, "What's asparagus?" Right? Because they're just not aware. Or so this is just me expressing and exposing the industry and my brand at the same time. So and staying creative, So got ideas for like comic books and just a lot of different things, just through food, because that's where I'm at. That's why we're here, food on the stove, So
Have you thought about like teaching like culinary at a like high school or?
I would. There was a time I was really driven to do that, but I still would. Just more of I guess on the private side with my brand. But I'm big on knife skills, so I'll definitely be interested in just, as John's been doing too, like just teaching people ways around the kitchen. Because I think some of it's just a fear. You got heat, you got sharp objects. So it's just mindset again. Like if like, all right, no knives in the sink, or like just different techniques that create that safety around being in the kitchen. And I feel like once you get a recipe or two under your belt, kind of good to go. Like that's like kind of you can go from there and expand on what you feel like you want to expand on, whether it's flavors, a type of cuisine. I want to go back to something you said about you said your mom corned you and all that out. That's how I feel about spaghetti.
Oh yeah. Oh, she's spaghetti me out too. But one thing about her spaghetti, best spaghetti.
Spaghetti is one of those. It's like, but at the same time, you take me to a nice Italian restaurant, I might get the spaghetti, But so yeah.
So what do you think? Out of your kids, who you think gonna take after you with the cooking?
That's a good one. Maybe my oldest, Dylan, because he's the food critic.
Oh, he got a lot to say. Dad, what you do?
I like that. Yeah, I like what you did right here. So
How old is he?
He's 10. He's the oldest. But it's probably him. He's definitely the constant food critic. I created, not even created. I had this fry seasoning. It was like French fries. I love French fries. Anyway, so I told him, so Five Guys, how they season their fries, be a little too spicy. And so I told him, I said, I think I got a mixture for you. So I combined this mixture. And so he was like, how'd you get it to taste so good and it's not spicy? And I'm like, so he's my constant, So it could be him. Who knows? But so as of now, the oldest, he's probably the...
That's who you worry about in the kitchen when you cooking? Like, let me see what Dylan got to say.
Let me make sure, like, if he like it, then I know. Yeah,
right.
So that's what they say about kids. Their palate is like, if they can tolerate it, then it's probably good. So... But he's probably my biggest critic.
Speaking of palates of food, do you guys like introduce different foods to your children? Like for instance, I didn't have sushi growing up.
My daughter loves
I didn't
sushi.
either. How about I say? I don't know.
You didn't? Yeah. But your daughter loves sushi? I
think with mine, they started off good. Just one example is when they were younger, they were eating avocado.
Ooh.
Like, mash it up with some cumin, lemon juice. No problem. Now, what is that? So I think it's that's like the battle with food. I think when you start them a certain way, you should probably do your best to stick to it, because once they get introduced to McDonald's French fries and all these different things changing your palate, it kind of alters all the other foods, So
I think kids are exposed to a lot more nowadays. Like I don't think I saw an avocado until I was an adult.
Same. And I love it now.
True,
like I can't eat it without my eggs. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's my favorite sandwich, egg and avocado sandwich.
Really? Ooh, I gotta try that.
Yeah, it's the best.
Oh yeah,
sandwich
egg and avocado, sliced tomato.
That's the best sandwich in the world.
Like, I literally cannot eat my scrambled eggs without having avocado, or like my sunny side up eggs without avocado.
Yeah.
Question for both of y'all: if y'all can talk to any firefighter or all firefighters around the world just for 60 seconds, what would you say to them? Like on the camera, like,
It's not your emergency. So work on your people skills.
Okay.
I would say take care of yourself. Your family needs you just as much as the public does.
And you say that because sometimes you can get lost at work.
I think you spend so much time and so much energy pouring in and helping other people that when you come home, there's still expectations there. So yeah.
And I would say, thank you. No, for real, man. I wanted to date a firefighter before.
A particular one, or you just talking?
Look at you being messy.
waiting to exhale over there. What you got to talk to us about? PG or DC firefighter?
I was about to sip my shit, but I ain't got no more. I don't know any Virginia firefighters.
Where am I with my
You don't
hospitality?
know, and you from Virginia?
Oh wow! Look at this.
Tilt your glass.
Y'all was talking about tilted.
Yeah.
Y'all was talking about my last episode, right? I had K-Bon, which he also went to Wilson, and Hassan, and they was calling this Boys Eat Too. I think this is Boys Eat Too. Like you came in, you cooked, hospitality's on one. I recruit y'all. I'm kicking them to the curb. I'm kicking them to the curb. But no, this is really good.
It is delicious.
Growing up, what was your favorite shoe?
Jordans, of course.
DC?
Jordan?
Hmm?
Well,
Growing up.
I mean, foam positives was up.
Okay.
I would say the silver foam positives was like the most popular,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely Jordans was the most popular too.
Yeah, hell yeah. For me too.
My favorite growing up, I actually have a whole story about them, was the foam posits, the original ones, the blue ones with the white gum bottom, maybe 90, the pennies, 90, whatever year that was. And OG probably remember this, or can remember this. There was a dude named Elmo. His nickname was Elmo. I don't know why that was his
With the wheels?
nickname.
Yeah, it's not his nickname. That
It's his name.
Oh, okay.
Saint Elmo.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, as a kid, whatever year I was, 90 when the shoe came out, he had this bike that was kind of like a beach cruiser.
Oh, I like that.
And he came through Fort Stevens Rec Center with the pennies on. I just remember saying, them joints. So growing up with the phone positive, but I probably had to say the up tempo.
Shout out to Elmo.
Black and green ones.
I literally
Right,
love
right.
up tempos. Like I used to be
Black
jealous I
and green
couldn't fit
up-tempos.
a 7. I'm a
Up-tempo.
6.
Yeah, up-tempos was
Black and
tight.
green ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite growing up.
Now another one was the Air Max 96, the neon and grand neon green ones.
Yes.
They was real popular.
Yes.
Super popular when they came out. I want to say that was like maybe 96, 97 they came out. That was a super
Probably.
popular
Oh,
shoe.
let me
about
show
right.
y'all these shoes that's been going around. Where? Oh yeah.
Which ones?
Everyone you'll want.
For real? Yeah,
Yeah.
them was the ones.
Nah, yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's the real staples.
Excuse me. Yeah, I know uptown around Fort Stevens, the shoe game was always
These
something.
joints.
It had the Georgia Avenue, it had to be. I
You like them?
Yeah, do you remember these?
I
It
remember
was
them.
definitely.
I remember when
Yeah.
my sister had them.
See, I couldn't wear those to my feet.
Oh
too
yeah,
big.
yeah. Defense guards.
Yeah, so I looked them up.
The Shocks.
Yeah, shots. Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually came back. I seen somebody in the gym with them on the other day.
Yeah,
so they
so
must
they-
have
they
they
back.
re-released. Okay.
Yeah.
You got big feet, you can't wear certain shoes. They just
That's
don't-
true, too.
They
They
don't
look
let
like
you.
boats.
Yeah, big boats. I was always tall, but still, certain shoes just don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
look right.
Yeah, on the last episode, I was talking about how like my mom literally used to put Jordans in our Easter baskets. So
Jordan's in your Easter bag. So what was your
Probably
favorite
the
shoe?
nines.
Jordan.
Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite
I
number?
think you still like tennis shoes.
I do. 3s.
The threes? Okay.
Cement.
I was probably the nines. Probably 9 or 10.
Okay. And then I also like infrared. So
9, 10, or 16.
So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I was coming up, they had numbers, but we wasn't calling by the numbers. So y'all saying 3s and 9s, I don't even know what
He
y'all
like, I
talking
need to see a
about.
picture. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know.
9s is the ones. The popular ones are like they white and black,
White, black, red.
and they
yeah.
and they it's
Little
hard to
little
explain.
red features like on the number.
I'm about to show my age real quick. I remember when a lot of the releases used to be at Pentagon City at
Mhm.
World Foot Locker. That's when World Foot Locker was out, right? And so Jordan had to change.
Hold on. What's World Foot Locker?
You know what Foot Locker is?
Mhm.
It was just a bigger Foot Locker. That's all it was.
Oh,
Just a huge Foot Locker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was called
Yeah,
World
I
Foot
know.
Locker.
I'm about to look up the logo because I feel like I remember that.
It was a
Globe.
yeah. It was a World Foot Locker. It was just a
Yeah,
huge.
with the ref and the. I think I
Yeah,
remember
the
that.
referee.
With the ref with the glove.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
World Foot Locker, right? They had to change. Jordans used to come out on Wednesdays. They had to change the date because people would cut school, and so they changed it to
I think
Saturday.
I remember that. I think I remember that too.
Yeah.
I think so.
I used to ask my mother, "Hey, look, can you go
It was this.
to? Is that the World Foot Locker? Yeah, it kind of like that. I don't think I had that
They
person.
remixed it.
But I thought the ref was like in the back hole.
There used to be refs in as mannequins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do see it like that.
It just
Yeah.
used to be a big Foot Locker.
Okay.
Big old Foot Locker. And they used to have all the shoes, but I think this was before probably Downtown Locker Room or Downtown Locker Room was just coming out. But yeah, they had to change the date because people was cutting school just to get Jordans. So those were some good times growing up.
Man, I miss it. I really miss it.
Y'all remember? I don't know you remember this. They didn't have shoes, but all the clothes people used to go to Up Against the Wall.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I remember Up Against the Wall. Well, you know, because my sister is 39.
Okay.
She gonna hate that I say this, but she'll be 40 next year. Shout out to my girl.
Tell her welcome. It's a good place to be.
She be like, y'all getting on my nerves keep saying I'm 40 already. Like, but I know a lot of my shit from her, like for real. Up Against the Wall. In Pentagon used to be this place called Dream Machine for girls.
I remember that.
Used to be in Dream
That's
Machine.
when y'all used to wear Parasucos.
Yeah, Parasucos. Yeah, it's like she put me on.
So you get your style from your sister? Okay.
I get my style from my sister. I get my idols from her. I know she'd be like, bitch, you just be taking everything from me, but it's also because I look up. Yeah. And then I got too big for her clothes. Her foot, so she's lucky her foot small. She got all the goddamn shoes, every shoe that you could think of. Speaking of shoes, she had all of her OG Jordans, like all her shoes in the garage. She had them in like plastic bags or whatever. My parents threw them motherfuckers away, or sent them to the Salvation Army or whatever it was, like a few years ago. Well, it's a long time ago now, but she was heated. She had so much fire in there. But yeah.
Man, I remember I went to college for a year in North Carolina at Johnson C. Smith. And when I was coming back home, they told me how much it was to ship my shoes. And I probably had like 100 pair of fresh tennis shoes, flight pauses, foams.
You did not leave them.
I left them right there at the post. Because I was driving back. I didn't have room for them. They was in all these big old boxes. I was down there for a whole year. I don't even remember how I got them down there. I just left them.
Speaking of shoe journey, my foot grew going into my senior year of college. So I wore a 13 probably from 9th grade all the way throughout college, played football, and had to go to a 14. Yeah. So my first 14 size shoe was the half cents.
Oh, I used to
the pennies. Yeah. That was my first shoe. I was so mad. I had to get rid of all my 13s. And you know, at the time I wasn't into like, oh, can I sell these or whatever else. So that's why I'm like, I know your sister probably was hot.
She was
like,
hot.
You can, resell and stuff like
why
that.
Why they throwing away?
I think my mom like mistaken them or something.
Oh, just accidentally tossed them.
Yeah, like it was bad, and they had to hear that for a couple years. They still be hearing it. Like, I'll be mad too because my sister has 2, and this is why I'm okay now. I know I talk my shit about just having boys, but I'm okay with having a girl now because my sister has 2.
Ah, okay.
And my youngest niece is 1. Her birthday's in January, whatever. So for her gender reveal, we did it at the Harbor. And we did the Ferris wheel. It turned blue and pink.
Lit up?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit turned pink. I started crying.
Why? Because you wanted it to be a boy?
We just knew it was going to be a boy. My sister got her nails blue and had boy.
I pull that off to get the Ferris wheel to change. Because I've seen that before. Oh, you can do that. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
So, that's why I can't have one, y'all. But I say that to say, like, I wish that she still had the shoes to pass down to my nieces.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I was looking at online and I seen this girl. She was fly shit. She had on like the ice creams when Pharrell had collab with Reebok, and I had those too. She had them too. And the other day I was like, "Hey, whatever happened to my ice creams?" And she was like, "Girl, you been through them joints away." Like, I remember when you did it, and I was thinking in my head, like, why is she doing this? But
because retro wasn't a thing back then for real. It was about everything new. Yep. Everything got to be fresh.
And that's when you look back and think about the shoes you had. I know, at least I know, I'm like, dang, if I'd have held on. But don't really be in that headspace.
Right, nobody wanted nothing old or vintage.
Elementary school, I had the Shacknosis. I was the only one with the Shacknosis. But now it's like, if you wear the Shacknosis, first it's like, what are those? But it's like, these came out in 90. Yeah. These the originals from 90, whatever year it was. You know,
I got one even better for y'all. And the Versus just happened, so this is even better. Cash Money, No Limit. Y'all remember Master P had some Converse?
Oh.
I had them Jones. Look them up. Master P had some Converse.
It was bomb.
It was black.
I feel like I should remember, but I don't.
Yeah. Master P had some Converse. I bought them.
That was another thing for
Mhm.
Stevens. Cash Money, No Limit
Yeah,
was
that was a thing.
and Bad Boy whole
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that wasn't it. Oh, yep, these right here in the corner. Man, SB also had like a little 10-day contract in the
And it was
NBA.
Converse?
It was Converse. Yeah, he played
Okay.
for the Hornets.
I remember that. Yeah.
And he had some shoes that came out.
This
I
is
didn't know he had
random.
a shoe. Yeah.
It's fuck.
I thought about it because we was talking about old shoes, but then I was thinking about the
Nah,
Cash
P
Money.
did a
I was
lot.
going to ask
Yeah.
y'all who y'all thought won that.
We was in here filming for 2 hours.
Oh, so you ain't see it?
We missed it.
We
I
watched
watched
that.
some of it.
We watched it at work. We was at work.
I'm a
watching
little biased to Cash Money though. You know, but like growing up with them, they was No Limit Bad Boy all day.
Yeah.
But I think just my era and the age, it was Cash Money for us because we were, just a few years behind them with the No Limit and Bad Boy thing.
I think
so.
presentation, man, No Limit killed it. Songs, Cash Money, I'm with you on the Cash Money.
So what you mean by presentation? What they had?
I mean, they came in there with the
Army
Army
fatigue.
fatigue song.
They did.
It was
Oh
deep.
my God, I would have
And
loved
so that was the same thing when Dipset and the Lox.
Mhm.
I think it's a difference between listening to a song and then actually performing. Everybody that could put a good song together can't necessarily perform. Man, I rocked Dipset for like a whole summer in 2001, 2. That Diplomatic Community, Jewel, Santana.
Definitely,
But when they got up on that stage, I'm like, who is that rapper?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't it. I mean, even though like still love their music, but I think Jada and Styles P and Sheek Louch just took it to a whole nother level in terms of presence and stage presence and all that. And I felt like the same thing with the Cash Money.
Yeah.
I think, Cash Money just was too cool up there. Yeah. They was still stunting.
Then initially, when
they had something to prove.
No Limit's first song, they came out with everybody in the fatigue. And I was just like,
it was a good look.
I was like, yeah, I like that.
It was a good look.
I haven't. It's crazy because I really haven't seen any clips. I seen like one clip, but I ain't.
I didn't finish it, but I watched it after. But yeah, it started off good, but P did come out there with everybody. I was like,
running in place.
That's how you come out with the army. Come out with the army because they just sent Juvenile out by himself, which was cool. But then he came out with the whole crew. Was like, yeah,
they didn't perform any songs of people who weren't there. Like, it was weird when that Millie came on and Lil Wayne wasn't even there. It was like, and it made you realize that they kind of needed Lil Wayne.
So he wasn't there
at all.
He wasn't, and they did some songs that were like classics with him on it. Like Project Chick.
It was a great event.
They did Project Chick. It was no Wayne.
But I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't have wanted to watch it if Wayne wasn't there because he is Cash Money.
I mean, that's true too.
Hey, but this is a huge platform.
And that's probably why
no shade to Cash Money. No limit. I think y'all probably will be watching it. Hey, I'm still a fan. We just speaking our opinion. I'm sure one of them gonna see this. So
love y'all.
Yeah, right.
Cash Money Records where dreams come true. But no, so your food on the stove videos and things like that, cooking for the firefighters.
Yeah.
How does that feel to you? Like, first of all, let's talk about like that whole day. What does it consist of? Do you go to the grocery store in the morning, day before? Do they know you coming? Like,
yeah, the whole operation has changed so much. Like I said, we had to pivot once the pandemic had hit. So with our programs, sometimes we just pop up at a hospital. We might be giving away some salads. We have some amazing partners, Amazon, Care First, United Healthcare, over the years who have sponsored us and just been super generous that have allowed us to give back. And I prided myself on that. The dollars that touch actually go onto the Firehouse table or reach a first responder.
Right.
So it depends on what program we're doing. It is a lot of prep if we're delivering food or bringing a chef into a firehouse. Sometimes we'll order from one of our vendors. Sometimes we'll pick it up. We've had a relationship with Costco where they allowed us to shop for firehouses and deliver some food there. So that's been great. But the dynamics it can be different.
Hey, you scared me looking over there like that.
Yeah,
I was like,
I did. I saw it in the corner. I was like,
your little eyes went over. I'm like, no, it's fine.
Yeah. So that whole dynamic has it's been different, but it's been good. And when you ask me how I feel about it, it's fulfillment.
Yeah.
Knowing that God gave me an idea. I was able to take that idea and just walk through faith in that and seeing all. And I don't even think we really scratched the surface on what he has planned. Like my biggest vision for food on the stove, or my main vision for food on the stove, is to take unused and underutilized firehouses and turn them into retail spaces, so that every dollar that's spent in that space funds that program. And I think that, so if that market, say if it's a market, a coffee shop, if it generates $500,000, we can now give a stipend to every firehouse in that jurisdiction. And so 66% of the fire service is volunteer, right? And so volunteer firehouses close down all the time. What we're trying to show them is how can you repurpose these firehouses and utilize them to serve them, right? So if that neighborhood is better off having a coffee shop, or maybe it's better off having grilled food, right? We'll determine that, do some market research, but really just to help us be more sustainable. And so that way it's a social impact project. We kill two birds in one stone. We offer something healthier to the community, while the community, when they know they're buying those, they're giving to first responders.
Okay. Yeah. Like listening to the talk about like nonprofits and things like that, I love it because I work for a nonprofit. Like my 9 to 5 is a nonprofit.
Oh, what you do? You don't want to say it on camera?
I ain't gonna say it on camera, but I am a communications coordinator. So I do all of our newsletters, our like, stuff like that, our social media, things like that.
You're needed, because I do a bad job of communicating.
You do bad.
So this is the thing, like when you start a nonprofit, when you first started, you're everything, right? And the dollars come, but for us, a lot of the dollars, and at least early on in the beginning, were really towards food. And as food prices fluctuate, I wasn't just giving education to first responders. I was actually giving them the healthier food. And so we weren't able to hire as quickly as we want. But I also think that it has allowed us to create a brand where now people are actually looking at, how do we fund bigger projects? How do we fund your staff? And so I don't connect with my donors enough. Like they don't know we just did something with Verizon. That would be somebody like yourself and say, okay, let me take this. We know you've done some good work, but I'll be too tired when I get home. I might post it on social media, but all my donors not on social media. And so do I even have the bandwidth or the capacity to sit down and put a newsletter together? And so recently, I realized I recently got accepted to John Hopkins World Infinity Program, right? And so it's for health equity founders to help you be more sustainable, scale your business. And what I realized in this class is that I work a lot more in the business than on the business. And so for me, it's now taking a step back, because I could do all these things all day, but we're not, if I take a step back for a second and actually work on it, the growth will be exponential. And so that's what I'm realizing now in terms of connecting with people who do that type of stuff and really building a strong team so that we can grow.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. How do y'all feel about like the SNAP benefits and things like that? Because that's a big thing going on in our nonprofit space.
Yeah, I think so. I look at everything in a public safety lens, right? Because I work in public safety, right? So for me, I'm thinking about, what does that mean? It's not that I'm ignoring the fact for the people who are in need, because we want to make sure that everybody is fed. The reality of that is not always going to be the best, but whether it be homeless or SNAP benefits, we want people to eat, right? But I'm thinking, my mind immediately goes to, what happens if these people can't? And I'm at work. Is it rioting? Is it more violence? Or so I think people not having what they need is a public safety issue, because at some point you're gonna get what you need, because people not gonna go without, right? By any means necessary. So my hope and my prayer is that not even just the government. I think these are the times where, me being a man of faith, this is where the church guys step up, right? These where, look, make sure that people are eating out here, nonprofits. This is where we can really show love and show some humanity, and not so much depend on just the government, but show up for people in times of need. Are you willing to risk your comfort for your neighbor? And so that's what I hope to see in it all. I hope it doesn't happen, right? I mean, we are at November 1st. I know they put some things in place at least through November in DC, but I think for even somebody for like a food on the stove or anybody else, how do we all band together to make sure people have what they need?
Yeah, and I've been seeing a lot of people actually band together, different organizations, different even entrepreneurs, like my stylist that do my hair, she put out a post like, you know, government employees that are on furlough, if you need your hair done for a discounted price, holla at me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's important.
I think in the worst times we see the best of people.
Yeah.
But I think the bigger problem is we got to continue that, right? Even when it's not bad times, we got to support each other in that way all of the time. And we haven't been as consistent. Kudos to everybody that's doing the work.
Right.
But it's usually in the worst of times we see people stepping up like that. We as a community got to do better about that and making sure that we taking care of one another all the time.
Yeah.
And be prepared for when stuff like this do happen. Because if we already holding each other up, we good.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so the next segment is presented by Beyond Ballin', which is one of my sister podcasts here at the studio. This is Parlay Pete, okay? Now, I grew up in a house. My dad watches basketball. His team is Spurs. Also, I forgot his college basketball team, but also a Commanders fan. Yeah, so...
You said that like you was disappointed.
What, Commanders fan? Yeah. I ain't disappointed. Who your team?
I mean, I root for the home team.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
just glad you ain't say Dallas.
Team by default, you know?
Oh, thank God y'all ain't say Dallas. Jesus.
Home team by everything.
I'm dropping chicken on the floor. They
all right,
kick
so
me
for
out.
Monday night, who you got? Cardinals versus Dallas.
Cardinals, on the way here, I just saw that they starting Jacoby Brissett. He'll back up.
Okay.
Decent quarterback, but I'm going to go with Dallas.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Dallas, too.
They ain't having their starting quarterback, so. Hey, let me ask a question. There's been a lot of girls getting into these parlays now. You in the parlay?
No.
A lot of women.
That's for the boys.
Nah, I mean, people be hitting.
No, I got a cousin. She be heavy.
People, and this parlay thing is a big thing.
It is a big thing, but I also think it works for her because she's a mom, a sports mom. Like her son is a great basketball player, great football player. Like her daughter, same thing. So I feel like it works for that. But like I feel like the girls is just doing it because it's trendy, it's annoying.
I mean, it gives you something to pay attention to. So,
true.
I mean, it's and they winning some money.
Yeah.
I done seen a couple people post online that they won $1,000, $2,000.
No, I'd be like,
and they guessed it. But I wouldn't get it. I wouldn't get into it because it's a lot of research that need to be done with that.
Yeah, and I would be pissed if I
And you don't know. And with all that information that just came about NBA players, they've been breaking the system the whole time.
Shit, yeah. This shit is crazy. What about you, Chef? Who you going for? You gonna say them shit?
I actually don't have a pick because I'm definitely not gonna pick.
I was about to say, yeah. That's a real one. That's a real one.
You know, I used to like Larry Fitzgerald, so I'm gonna go with Arizona.
Okay,
but,
okay.
You know, I really don't have a pick. I'm home team everything by default. That's
I guess I should have probably said Arizona too. Like my dad could be like, "What's up with that?"
Dallas anything.
Yeah.
You said you're not saying Dallas anything?
Dallas nothing. I want to see them win. Let's go Arizona.
All right. So what about? So does it say KC in Buffalo?
That's gonna be a good one.
Let's go Buffalo.
Well, I don't really know too much about this one, so I'm gonna let y'all pick this.
I'm gonna go Buffalo.
I'm gonna go Buffalo as well.
Why though?
Because they keep beating them. They played in the playoffs last year, right?
That I don't know, but I'm going with Buffalo.
I think
Shout out to West Side Gun, Griselda.
That's why you going with.
I love West Side Gun. Oh my God.
Cool logo too.
Yeah.
Buffalo built, and they got a good quarterback. We're gonna go Buffalo.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Buffalo too.
Okay, solid enough. All right, Steelers or is that who that Indiana? Who? Okay.
I'm gonna go with Steelers.
I'm gonna go Steelers.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
I had this.
You said what?
I had this random obsession back in the day when I used to watch football and like football. I was a Steelers fan.
Why?
Why? I can't remember why.
Black and gold, black and yellow. Where's Khalifa?
Probably actually why. I grew up. I mean, in high school. What album came out or mixtape of Wiz? Cushion Orange Juice.
Wiz probably got you.
Probably.
Yeah.
But my dad was like, yeah, like back in the day, I used to think they was cool too. So
they historic franchise.
Pittsburgh always had good defense. I played defense high school and college, so Pittsburgh has always been good defensively. So I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh on that one too. So
He was black and yellow at Bowie.
I was.
Yeah.
I was.
And I just want to let you know that our cheerleaders are better than the GGs.
The trophy?
Yeah, the Blues are better than the GGs. I have a cheer sister, because I used to cheer All-Star, for Spirit Force, and that was a Merlin team. And I think Crimson Heat was like I don't know if Crimson Heat was in Maryland or DC. But anyway, she was a Bowie cheerleader, so.
Did they have all that competitive cheer like back in the day when you was growing up?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that. I remember the high school cheerleading competitions, but I don't remember
Hell
it being all that competitive
like the
cheer.
AAU
How it
type,
is, how it is now. That's a big thing.
We definitely did. Do I personally want my daughters to cheer?
Why not?
Because I did it. Do something else, girl. Do something else.
And I'm sure it's expensive.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I'm sure it's
my
expensive.
sister paid for that shit now. For my oldest niece is 16.
Okay.
That shit cost enough.
Yeah,
That
I'm
should be
sure.
like college tuition almost.
She cheered for school and the.
Yeah, she was cheering for school and then All-Star. So that
Wow.
it wasn't college tuition, but it was
It's a lot.
enough.
Yeah, it's enough. Definitely enough.
All right, New Orleans or OKC?
But we on basketball now. You
Yep.
just switched it. You ain't even give me no warning. You had my brain going for, so you said New Orleans or OKC.
Mm-hmm.
OKC, they the champions. I'm going with the champ.
Who's the champions? You say champions?
OKC.
All right.
And my man say he been out there,
That's
so
your
I'm going with him.
No, I'm gonna go with New Orleans. You know, shout out to my New Orleans family by way of Houston. But we're gonna go with NO. We're gonna go with New Orleans. That's what we're gonna do.
All right, what about Philly and Brooklyn?
Philly.
Philly?
We're gonna go with Philly. My brother went to Temple. We're gonna go with Philly.
Okay, I gotta get back into my sports shit doing these segments. And mind you, I only do these segments when I got my guys on the show.
You gotta get into it. You gonna call yourself Parlay P. You gotta know. You gotta know.
I know. But I think it's a cute little engagement for y'all. Like,
It is. I like it. Because normally I wouldn't even be picking it. I just.
True. That's true.
I wouldn't even. It's making me think a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know these people was playing.
You didn't?
No, I had no clue.
Informative. I'm letting the people know something. What about Chicago and New York? Knicks? You know what I like to do as a girl? I like to see this and be like, okay, Chicago Bulls. Who the Knicks? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who they? I like doing that.
I'm gonna go with the Knicks.
Who's it between the Knicks and who?
The Bulls.
Oh, the Bulls?
I think the Bulls just won the other night.
I'm gonna go with the Bulls because Jordan used to play for them.
I'm gonna go with the Knicks.
A long time. I used to. You gonna go
You
with?
going with the
I'm
Knicks?
gonna go with the Knicks. Shout out to Action Bronson. You know, I got reasons for almost everything. You know? But we're gonna go with the Knicks though.
You said for Action Bronson?
Action Bronson. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. He's a chef also.
Yeah, I was about to say I saw him on a food thing at
Yeah, for sure.
He was at Rose's Luxury on 8th
He
Street.
actually throws a cookout every year, or like a barbecue out there in New York. I keep saying I'm gonna go, but you know he has a big cookout, different food vendors and stuff like that. But
That's what's up.
I want to check it out one of these years.
So what you back there frying some fish?
I'm just
I mean,
finishing
some
the chicken off. You know.
Yeah. From here it's funny because I thought earlier it looked like a fried lobster tail,
Oh, respect.
like from far back.
We're just gonna finish that off, so don't go to waste. You
Yeah,
know?
for sure. Somebody gonna make a sandwich out of it.
Somebody. We got a couple waffles left. You know, get your little.
No, I really
chicken and
loved it.
waffle.
I think my
Frittata,
favorite
there's everything left for real.
my favorite thing was this egg thing. What is it called again?
A frittata.
It's bomb.
Yeah, the joint was good. That question.
You can do it regular. You don't have to bake it off. That's just from you start it on the stove and then finish it in the oven. You could do all that on the stove top and just have regular scrambled eggs, but when you bake it, it give you that, you know, that cake,
Right.
little rise on it. So
Okay. Well, guys, this episode was very, very informative. I learned a lot about, you know, not what it takes, but a lot of the ins and outs of, you know, being a firefighter, EMS. What is one takeaway that you feel like you learned from being in this industry that you wouldn't have learned if it wasn't for being in it, if that makes sense?
For a long time, I always thought, you know, you hear people say it's about who you know. Mm-hmm. But I think I want to live a legacy where people know me. And so I want to live my life, a life of service that makes people think when they think about the fire service and service in the fire service, they think about food on the stove. And so that way, they'll constantly echo that and bring awareness around to what we're doing. So I want people to know me and remember me for the service that I gave for those who I work with and those who I love.
And they will, because this is very impactful. And now I'm not gonna be able to not think about food on the stove when I'm talking to the Carloses, you know, the Mirrors, like just everybody that's doing it. Cause like how you spoke about Tupac and Biggie being so young, but also doing like, or I mean, speaking about fitting their music that you would think not a 21-year-old thinking about or doing.
For sure.
And it's the same way when it comes to like working, because y'all could have easily picked tech, y'all could have did engineering, y'all could have did, you know, anything, but y'all chose this field, and I just feel like, I don't know.
I think it was destined for me though. Like I didn't plan. I grew up seeing my father being a father, but I never planned on that. It was due to lack of opportunities. I didn't have no college degree, and I saw how my father was able to provide for us, so I jumped in that lane. But I really believe, you know, God does all things well. The reason I'm there was really to start food on the stove. And so for me, it's really about just finding my place in that and doing what I'm called to do.
Yeah, I always say, like, one of my favorite things to say is already written.
For sure.
That was already written for you.
Indeed. It's been a part of my healing process. I didn't know I missed my dad until I became a firefighter. I had watched him be sick for so long that I got to the academy. I'm 30 years old, and I had a tough day, a test. I think I might have failed a quiz or something. And that was the first day that I cried, and I was like, I miss my dad. Because the only person I knew that could help and coach me through the process was gone. And so for me, it helped me see who my father was as a firefighter, but it also made me process that grief that I didn't even know still existed. It didn't come up till 15 years later. And now I was like, oh, I need him. But I had watched him be sick for so long that when he died, I was just like, oh yeah, I was expecting that already. And so I act like it didn't affect me, but the whole time I was carrying that weight and it didn't come out. So that's been a part of, food on the stove has been a part of my healing process as well.
Like that. What about for you, Chef Glen?
What was the question again?
Like, what's like the
takeaway from?
Yep.
People always need help.
Yeah.
Again, coming from customer service, it just made me realize that we're, as he mentioned, we're always in service. Culinary arts, I'm serving people, you know what I mean? So it's just constant service, and I believe that's what people remember.
And then with you being a first generation firefighter, how did you, like, what made you pick that path?
Just a better opportunity. Again, coming from the school system, still service, it's just in a more intense way. So just something different, better. Again, I believe my calling as well is just serving people. So I look at it as it is a stressful industry and everything, but the positive side for me is that I'm still serving people. That's what I've been doing. I mentioned earlier off camera, my first job was at Pizza Hut. Service. I've been answering phones, constantly serving people, so it's the same with the fire department. So just customer service, helping people. We all need help.
We all do.
In some way, whatever it may be, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, not all heroes wear capes, and y'all two are a testament of that. Thank you so much for coming.
Nah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing y'all knowledge. Thank you for cooking.
Indeed.
It was so good. I mean, this is the hangover belly. Good. No, it's a lot going on in there. Then I had espresso, then I got Gatorade. Like, so it's a lot going on in there, but I'm definitely going to eat this. The chicken was seasoned so well. I could have fell out, like literally passed out. I do that sometimes. But yeah,
I got to throw in there. I worked in a fried chicken joint for 8 months.
So,
there you go.
I mean, we know how to fry some chicken. You know what I'm saying?
Don't let my dad see this though, because he fried the best chicken. So he gonna be like, "What you say?" But yeah, this is Girls Eat 2 signing out.